What's going on, guys? It's time to see who caught my eye and got my money in the month of September. And we're going to start right off on Fund My Comic. And I've been trying to use them a little bit more, but unfortunately I only have one this month. And that is Mythicals 3. And if you remember, I went ahead and did two reviews on that for 1 and 2. And I really liked them. And immediately after reading the second one, I just went and backed the third one. So I can't sing its praises much more than that. You know, if you've already been something I've read and I see you got another campaign and I immediately fund that's about the best compliment I can give you right off the bat. So, and if unfortunately Fund My Comic, that was the only one I had in the month of September. Um, Over on Kickstarter, we have The Cardinal. Now, I did a catch up tier 1 through 3, and that, it's another superhero comic. And we get what looks to be kind of a street level crime fighter, which is more of the stuff that attracts me as far as superheroes are concerned. When we're getting into like Superman levels, where he is like just hardly anything of the world can stop him, that doesn't. I'm not against it. I have more investment in the street level crime fighters, and uh, he looks like he could have more strength on this one, but we'll see. I just I feel like my investment will be definitely more involved so long as he's like a street level guy. So we'll see. Um, Then we have Console Wars, and I couldn't help but think this is going to be pretty awesome. It is like a comic focused on going back to the old glory days of like the Bit Wars and like the old console wars, like your Sega and Nintendo fights. And it basically turned the consoles into giant robots. And it kind of looked like some of the pilots were like old gaming mascots, so or at least inspired by it. So this definitely kind of just hit that nostalgia nerve, and I wanted to check out more. Um, this will be really interesting to see how this one plays out. Then we have Underworld Dawn. Basically, Godfather in the Underworld is best how I can sum it up, and it has like an anime style to it. So I like a lot of creative thoughts like that, where it's like, oh well, I'm inspired here, but take that, take that, but put it over here. So that's really something interesting that I want to, hopefully turns out well for me. And then we have Arcane Syndicate, and this is just issue 1, and it's like all the Universal monsters and like a big superhero team up. Uh, this is my kind of shit. I don't know what it is about the monsters, but I am easy to gravitate towards them. Uh, you may have seen from some of the other Stash Ad videos and some of the reviews. The comic I give like the most praise to at this time is the Joe Frankensteins. I love the monsters, and I feel like this is kind of what the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen movie, what that was trying to become. Uh, and don't get me wrong, I do kind of I have kind of a soft spot for that movie. It's not great, but some about a bunch of monsters and then Sean Connery. I don't. It's hard to see Sean Connery as anything other than Sean Connery. Except for Bond, I'm weirdly able to kind of separate them at that time. But like older Connery, yeah. But despite its flaws, I fucking love that movie, and I feel like this is trying to be a better version of what that was. All right, and then we have. All right, now I'm gonna. I hope I don't pronounce this wrong, but we'll find out. Evera Lee, uh, and a new breed number 2, or sorry, Evera Lee, a new breed number 2, and Subject Zero number 1. Uh, with Evera Lee, I planned on backing this back when I first did when I got issue 1. I knew that it was coming out. It just wasn't out yet, so I'm just backing it ahead of time. And I wanted to get Subject Zero as well, another one that I knew was on the way. Just with certain creators, if they have multiple projects, I do try to back as many of them as I can, and I'll do a review over several of them just to kind of get a good understanding as to where these creators' minds, how they work. So um, I want to check out more of what the 615 Comics has to offer, so went ahead and just grabbed both of those. And to round out Kickstarter, we have Killstand #1. Now, I came across him on a Drink with Brinks um, podcast there. He was interviewing the creator, and I went ahead and checked this one out, and we have a crime thriller, and the protagonist is like wanting to die via vigilante crime fighting. Like he basically is like, I'm over the world. I want to die. The best way I can see ending my life is to, take some bad guys with me. And I'm like, okay, that sounds pretty interesting. And I guess from what I was reading, those who he's like helping kind of want him to stick around, and so it kind of we have some clash there as to what's in his best nature at this point. Obviously, for me, I would say living would be in his best nature. But I'm curious to see how that one plays out. That one really piqued my interest there. And then I got over back on King Brillup Comics and backed Pistol Shrimp #2. And again, have yet to read the first one, but I have enough confidence in it being pretty good that I went ahead and checked out #2 as well. And then finally, we have XP Comics. I did the King of Justice. This one sold me in the trailer, but the comic definitely looks like it is heavily inspired by Christian religion. And I'm really interested in checking some of this stuff out. I keep coming across it. Now, there was a series over in Europe, and the only reason I didn't back it is I would be paying more in shipping than what I would be paying for the comic. I'm willing to do that only after I do several copies, to make it worth it. I don't want to pay for a $5 comic and have to pay $50 in shipping. To me, that just doesn't make sense. So I keep my eye on stuff like that. And, being a religious person myself, I just kind of, I'm a little curious as to how this goes out. And also, going back to the trailer, the main protagonist is voiced by Vic Mignogna, and I thought that was really fucking cool. I just a little indie guy is able to get somebody like Vic Mignogna to do some voice work. Even if it's just for a couple minute trailer, that's still really, really cool. But that rounds out this month, so hopefully October I can keep the trend going and get some cool stuff here. So far, what are we in? About 7 days in, and I think I got one or two. So looks kind of like a slowing down time of the year for me. So hopefully it'll start to peak back up. But yeah, that's all I have for this month, and that's all I have for today. So until next time, guys, take care and God bless.